Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to each and every one of us. Depends from where you are watching us from. This Launching Leaders program is being hosted by BYU Management Society in partnership with Launching Leaders. From our heart, we sincerely thank each and every one of you for enrolling for today's September cohort Launching Leaders. We have recorded about 150 something candidates for these Launching Leaders. And we also thank you for your time, for your patience with us. We've been working off the scene to be able to make sure that everything falls in place. We sincerely acknowledge the presence of Terry Pitt, our guest speaker for today's opening orientation. And we also acknowledge Elder and Sister Riggs for participating with us. And we also acknowledge your presence from wherever you are watching us from today. For wherever you're watching us today. Today, I would love to hold on a bit. Today, I would love to begin this launching leader by allowing the guest speaker to be able to tell us more about himself so that we can be able to hear from the horse's mouth. And we wish that each of us will find today's opening orientation for this launching leader exciting. Please, it's expected that each of us should take notes and ask questions at the end of today's orientation. Brother Terry, over to you. Please tell us about yourself and
Okay. Well, I really don't like talking about myself, but I grew up in upstate New York. My background is information technology, so I'm a tech nerd. I spent 45 years in the healthcare technology space. I'm currently the managing partner of a mergers and acquisition firm. We have 6 partners, and we've been around 13 years. So we buy and sell technology companies in the healthcare space all over North America. Senior director with the largest insurance company out of Chicago. I also was with a company by the name of Siemens, and there were 8 of us that took this from 400 million to $1.2 billion and then sold it to Siemens. I've done probably 60 to 65 mergers and acquisitions in my life. So we buy and sell companies all over North America. So I've worked on the payer side, the provider side, and many companies. And so we sit on several boards of directors. And because of my age and my lack of hair, I'm starting to retire. But first of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you this day. I'm truly humbled and privileged to be in your company. Yes, I'm one of the founders of Launching Leaders Worldwide. There are a number of people that have created and shaped this program. These people have created, developed, and set and led some of the most amazing companies in their lifetime in the United States. They're truly leaders and entrepreneurs in their own right. All of us that have created this program have one single mission, and that is to give back to others, folks like yourself. So we've all been blessed in our lives and simply want to help other people to become leaders. Launching Leaders Worldwide is now in many different languages. I think there are 8 languages and being taught in many countries throughout the world. I think we're over 80 countries where the program is being taught. So it's been taught to thousands. And as you'll see, it is a faith-based program. We ask as you go through these 12 modules that you seek the Spirit in each one of them. It's a wonderful program. It's changed so many lives. And so we hope that you get the maximum benefit out of launching leaders. So I'm a Christian and follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. I've been fortunate enough to have a wonderful family of 17 grandchildren, and now I'm old
Wow.
enough. And now I'm old enough to have 3 great grandchildren. I never thought I'd be that old to have any great grandchildren. And I love all my family and my posterity. So I've led 5 healthcare technology companies during my career, and have been blessed to learn about being a leader and an entrepreneur. There have been many mentors and teachers and close friends in my life that have helped teaching me. Finding and listening and applying the lessons taught by these mentors has been so important to me during my life. I, like many of you, have made mistakes in my life. We all do. We all make mistakes. The test in making a mistake is how we learn from them and move forward in a new and a positive manner. So, what is launching leaders? We each live our lives, and I want you to think about this. We each live our lives in daily repetitive patterns. Usually, we do the same thing every single day. We set our own life patterns either on purpose or by default. But those patterns kind of guide us in every single day in the things that we do. Well, Launching Leaders is a program that teaches life patterns to live by. Each one of these will give you a life pattern to live by. So I'm going to give you the first module. If you have a piece of paper or you want to take this down, you can do so. There are 6 different components to this first module. The first one is get up early. It's so easy for us to sleep in and not worry about getting up. But the first one is to get up early. The second one is to work hard in everything that you do. Give it your maximum effort. Work at it. The third one is get as much education that you can. And by saying that, I don't mean necessarily college or high school. But what I do mean is that you read, you listen to others, you're learning as much as you can in your daily life. So those things are to get as much education as you can during life and continue to do that. This morning, I got up at 6 o'clock and started reading a brand new book that was sent to me by a friend. Well, in some ways, that's a mentor. The fourth component is to find your passion, something that gets you up every single day that you're excited about doing. So, whatever that passion is, that's what you need to follow. So, you need to find that passion. You may not be able to find it right away, it may take some time. The fifth one then is whatever that passion is, go make your mark in life. And by making that mark, it's be successful, continue and be disciplined, and go after what your passion is and to make that mark. Once you've made that mark, then the last component of this segment is to give back to others. And that's what I'm doing today with you folks and for you to take this program. So this is just one of the life patterns that we teach in Launching Leaders. You'll get, excuse me, you'll get several more. You'll get how to make a personal constitution. You'll get, what is being an entrepreneur, honesty, integrity, Learning by the Spirit. So there are 12 different courses that you'll learn. Well, there was a well-known Italian economist by the name of Pareto, Pareto. You can look it up. He lived in Italy from 1848 until 1923, and he discovered what's called the Pareto principle. And that is that 20% of the people in this life are the leaders, 80% are followers. So it's called the Pareto principle, and it's absolutely true. 20% of the people in this life make things happen. The other 80% are usually followers. So we have a very short life here on earth, but you can decide right now, today, to either be part of the 20% or the 80%. So are you going to be a leader and be a 20% or an 80% follower? Now is the opportunity for you to decide who you are and what you will become in this life. You could mute, if you could. Each of you are of divine nature from our Heavenly Father. He wants every single one of you to succeed in this life and for you to become all you can be in this very short life. By following the principles of launching leaders, I promise that you'll live a more full, joyful life. And these life patterns, if you use them in your life, will change your life to become more successful. I use them every single day in my life. And now we've taught thousands and thousands to adopt these life patterns. So I promise you, if you will take these lessons and incorporate them in the fabric of your life and apply them as daily life patterns, as your own life patterns, that it will change your life, that it will help you have a more joyful, successful life. Well, that's my introduction. Michael, if you want me to answer a couple questions, I'll do so.
Okay, thank you very much for that brief introduction. Please, each of us should feel free to ask questions in regarding the launching leaders, what it entails, the area that you did not understand, and I believe Terry Pitts is here to put you all through, because we are blessed to have a co-founder of this great organization to be part of this orientation. So I think we are open to asking questions. Go ahead and ask your question. Okay, Oswell, please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, I'm really impressed with, the pattern that he gave. Can he repeat the components again, one for me?
So help me out, Michael. What did you say? What companies?
I mean, the components of the life pattern you gave. Wake up early to give back to others. Could you please repeat the components again?
Okay, so you can give back in many different ways as well. Some is time, some is charity and money.
No, I mean the components. You give us 1 to about 7 things in the life pattern. Like wake up early, find your passion.
Right.
I didn't really get those components. Can you repeat them?
So you want me to go over them again?
Just list them, I think.
Okay, so get up early, work hard. Number 2 is work hard in everything you do. Number three, get as much education that you can, and that's not necessarily school. It could be trades, books, mentors, listening to stories, learning as much as you can in this life. So I call it being a curious person. So when you find something that kind of turns you on, then go after it. Find out what it is. I gave you the Pareto principle. You should Google that. And that's spelled Pareto. Go find out about him and how he developed that. So be a curious person and get as much education as you can. Number four, find your passion. We all have different gifts in this life. And so whatever your passion is, then go after that passion. I loved computers. So I went after information technology. So I continue to learn about that every single day. So find your passion and then go make your mark in this life. What that means is, how are you going to go after your passion? Be as successful as you can by working hard, getting education. So make your mark. And then the last one, number 6, is then give back to others when you've made your mark.
Okay, that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel, please ask your question. Be concise on your question. Be straightforward.
Okay, what I want to ask about is, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the Launching Leaders program as a case, apart from it being for people who want to make an impact in life, are there other opportunities to try afterwards, like after the program? Are there things that one can also look up to, or it's just it after it and that's it?
Hard for me to hear, Michael. Can you repeat that?
Okay, what he was asking after the certification of Launching Leaders, he was asking an opportunity the certification can grant him, like, can the certification enable him to get a job with it? Or how is the certification going to help him?
Yes, it absolutely does. So one of the modules is about communication. When you go to get a job, you go fill out a resume, confidence and making sure that you're able to communicate. And there's a great module on communicating. So entertaining and then providing learning and different opportunities to teach really helps you in getting that job. So when you sit in front of someone, whether it's a Zoom or whether it's a face-to-face or a telephone call, it's how do you present yourself? How do you look? How do you dress? How do you give the confidence, to help with that job? So Launching Leaders has several different modules that will now give you confidence and help you with you finding a job.
Okay, thank you. Annabeth, without fear, please make your question very brief.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Okay, please, my question is Launching Leaders the only program that BYU Management Society organized? After now, is there another thing that will come up? And how long is this certification course going to last? Did you get it right?
Please repeat your questions again.
Okay, my question is, how long is it going to last? Aside from Launching Leaders, is there another certification course that BYU Management Society organized?
Right. Yes, BYU Management Society is teaching this as well. And so they've taken it to all of the different teaching entities around the world. We're in over 84 countries, and I think 8 languages right now. And so, yes, BYU Management Society teaches launching leaders as well.
Okay, so to be able to throw more light on that, it's required that each of us should make our time to visit the BYU Management Society website. There is a lot of resources there that could benefit you, your professional pursuit. Okay, like our slogan say, we are building ethical leadership around the world. We have a lot of materials that can enhance your career. Okay, so make our time to visit BYU Management Society website, especially the African region and the global chapter. If you have not joined a chapter, do your best to join your local chapter. We have chapter, Nigerian chapter, we have Ghana chapter, and so on and so forth. I hope
Thank you, Michael.
That throws an insight to your question.
I'll take one more question.
Yeah. Okay.
So Leroy?
Lero, please ask your question, make it very concise.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Michael, and thank you for the intro too as well. A friend of ours asked a similar question like mine. I really want to know, like me, I'm reading Apply Business Management, but I'm really focusing on establishing and running a humanitarian organization because I feel that most Africans, mostly Liberia, we are back, and most of the children need school. They need education. So I'm basically focusing on education. Is there any way the Business Management Society help in those who run an organization that has to do with helping children going back to school, underprivileged and abandoned kids?
Okay, great question. Steve Hitz, one of our founders, has just finished an entrepreneurial class.
Yes.
And so you can take that as well. And then I'm doing the what's next after launching leaders. There'll be 11 modules there. It won't be out until November of this year. And so will that help you in the quote unquote business side? Yes, it will. And so it'll teach you life patterns. And so one of them is being a curious person. So let me give you a little story. When Elon Musk first came on the scene, I thought he was nuts. I thought this is a wild man until I saw him take both boosters and now land them back down on the earth exactly as the spot where they took off. Then I went, this is an interesting person. He's a curious person. He's done all kinds of wonderful things. And so are you a curious person? Are each one of you a curious person? And what that means is when you come across something that you don't know, whether it's in the scriptures, your life, your daily life, are you curious enough to spend the time to go after and learn everything you can about that thing that you're curious about? And so it teaches you business lessons. And yes, the BYU Management Society has several great lessons as well that would help you in your business management. And the book you're reading, I'm sure will help you. So launching leaders, these 12 modules are more about life patterns than starting a business. But Steve Hitz is now into the entrepreneurial class, and then my carry-on class of 11 modules will also speak to the business side. Okay, Leroy?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering that wonderful questions. I think we've come to the end of today's opening orientation. I sincerely want to thank Terry Pitts for his insights for today's orientation. I have an assignment for us. Each of us belongs to different WhatsApp group, and you have different teachers that have been assigned to you. go down to your WhatsApp group, tell your members or your teacher what you were able to learn today and what you are going to do to be able to make sure that you finish what you started as a Launching Leader student. Thank you once again. If we are unable to answer your questions, please write to me. I will be able to throw more light in there.
And Michael, if you want to forward some of those to me, you have my email. I'm happy to answer emails.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you
Michael,
very much for
thank you so
attending.
much. Thank you for the privilege of me being here. It's just great to see your smiling faces.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Michael, can I ask a question, please?
I think you asked your question.
Yeah.
We were working with
Yeah,
time. One
just
of the principles we learn in Launching Leader is time
yes,
management.
time.
Okay. So
Yes,
ask
truly.
your
Please,
question
just
to me. I will be able to answer.
Yeah.
If I cannot be able to answer,
Yeah.
I will email your question to
Right.
Terry.
Yeah, no, it is going directly to you.
Okay.
You mentioned of those in the WhatsApp group, and we find it a little bit difficult locating our actual groups. Like I from Liberia, I have been trying to. I saw that I'm assigned in group 3, but getting into group 3 has been my problem. So, what are the other ways out that you think you suggested that I can use?
Were you trying to open the document I sent with your phone?
Yes, my phone.
No, try if you have a personal computer, open the document and tap on the link, it will open.
Okay, so can you resend it? Because I tried tracing it now, I cannot get it.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Yeah. Friends,
Okay.
thank you for attending today's opening orientation. I hope you have learned a lot of things today. Let's go and share what we've learned today. Thank you for attending. Have a lovely
Thank you.
day.
I love you too. Have a nice day and God bless us all for the new week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.